Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, oh, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Thanks for tuning into our podcast. We love having you here, and it's our mission to bring you all the latest and greatest tips, skills, and know-how to make you the best that you can be. We know that you have it in you, and we're going to show you how. Now, let's get started.
This episode is powered by Poddex.
Thank you for tuning in today. You are now listening to That Will Never Work podcast with your host, Maurice Chisholm. Hey everyone, how y'all doing today? This is your host, Maurice. So listen, y'all, we are going to dig right into it this morning. So as you well know, I have talked to you about the beginnings of me learning Pascal, and that's what encouraged me to go into business, because I really wanted to do some type of computer type of work moving forward. And then I had an opportunity to speak to someone who even talked about entrepreneurship, and owning his own company, working for or being leased out by a government agency to work with them to get some work done. And so as we dig even further, if you will, my journey to where I am today, even though I had those two opportunities, I realized there were some things that was missing. Even though I had touched a computer, and I really enjoyed that, as I stated, I struggled with typing, right? Even till today, I still struggle with typing. And then, when it comes to entrepreneurship and speaking to that gentleman, I realized that just going out and saying, hey, I have this company, it took a long time for people to even understand what I was doing and what I really wanted to accomplish, if you will. And one of the things that he did not talk about was how much time and energy it would take for you to even get started, how much energy it would take in studying and things like that. So keep in mind, I said, in college, I did take business courses. I did go to school for information technology, so I was trying to combine the two together. So when you think about that, how much that I use as far as time, resources, energy, reading, studying, things like that, in order for me to get to the point where I am today, where I am 10 years in. Now, granted, I have not accomplished what I really wanted to. There have been other life challenges that I would say, because I wanted to be something different in my children's lives. And I noticed that those other individuals that did have companies and things like that, they was more worried about building that than they were about being in their children's lives. So I had taken the time to be a good father, or what my definition of a good father was. I ended up coaching their teams, if you will. Both. I have a son and daughter, so I coached them both in basketball. My son, I coached him in football. Actually, in basketball, we won a championship with my son. My daughter, I think we were a game away from going to a championship game, and then I had the opportunity to go to my daughter's lacrosse games and watch my son work with the theater team in high school, and be that individual that was able to devote his time and energy to becoming something that unfortunately he didn't have great representation as he was growing up. So and no one tells you what you need to do in order to become that great individual, that great parent. All of it is about time and energy, patience, steadfastness. No one talks about that. No one explains that being a good parent and sometimes business does not allow you to become as successful. I'm not saying it can't happen, but there's a lot of people that I know that wanted to be a great parent could not grow their business. So at this particular time, I've touched quite a few individuals. I've been able to touch hundreds and hundreds of people across the globe, in reference to helping them build their brand, helping them build their website, helping them build their business in one way, shape, or form, helping with advertising and marketing situations. And I've been able to touch people that or talk to people that in other cases I might not have had the opportunity to, especially being in a corporate America setting. So today I'm asking you, what is it that as I explained to you about my book that's coming out, it's called Well, Why Not? You shall see it very shortly. In that, we talk about your goals, your outcomes, and your pain points. And, I realized that becoming a great parent was a pain point. I really wanted to be the best father that I could be, because I had seen so many opportunities where people could have been a little bit better, be a little bit more in their child's lives, and they were not. And I also wanted something different for myself. As I stated, my mom had some male friends, and I seen, what transpired from those relationships. And I didn't want that for my kids. I didn't want my kids to grow up in a situation where they're like, hey, they don't know where dad is. And I didn't want them to say, hey, you know what? Well, dad wasn't there, and dad did not see me accomplish this and do that and things like that. And I must say that my children has had opportunities to do things that I was not able to do in high school. And some of that was the pain of not having my father around. I did not accomplish everything that I wanted. And I allowed that to fester a little bit through my growth in business, because you don't realize sometimes missing certain things in certain situations and having certain conversations, and because the lack thereof, it throws other things off in order for you to move forward. And until you start to deal with that and taking the time to be present in your wife's or a spouse's life, and for me, my kids' lives, and ultimately, not only was I a father figure for those individuals that I actually helped to birth, if you will. One of them is literally, and that's a whole nother, conversation. But those kids that I was able to coach, both male and female, being able to talk to them on their level, high-fiving them, making them smile, making them feel like they belong, it allowed them to excel a little bit more than we ever anticipated, to be honest. We were able to accomplish a lot of great things because someone had taken the time out to be that figure for them, i.e. like that gentleman was who had taken the time out to talk to me about entrepreneurship. I'm hoping that I was able to take that, to be that same type of influence for as I call them, my kids, as I coach them in their relative sport, and even being able to coach some of their friends, just my kids' friends, just in life, as I see them in the street now, like, hey, Mr. Maurice, thank you very much. Because you don't know what that has done for me. And I just want y'all to know, like, my kids are in college right now. So I've been able to see them through high school, and a lot of their friends, they have a few friends that they've been with them since first and second grade, and I've been able to see them mature and things like that. So I'm able to see them now as, young adults, as they're going to college and working or whatever else, and seeing the positive effect I've had on them through life. And so if it wasn't for me taking the time out to be that influence, taking that time out for me to be that encouraging word that they might have needed, that smiling face, that holding of hands, that wiping away of tears, sometimes you need that individual to take the time out to be there for you as you're going through your journey. So, once again, we're talking about, we've talked about now me journeying through the elementary school, middle school, high school. Hey, let me find myself. Let me find out what's really going on. Let me see what I really like, being Pascal. And that intrigued me to say, you know what, let's start this process. Let's go down this rabbit hole, if you will. Then we went into this gentleman who took the time out to be, talk about entrepreneurship and reclaiming your time, if you will. And now I'm talking to you about me taking the time of playing it forward, if you will, and or backward, depending on how you look at it, of being that individual that took the time to influence these other individuals, of coaching, talking to them about life and things like that, and what type of influence it has been for some of these young people. And right now I see some of them trying to coach right now. So, so what we're going to do is, when we come back again, we're going to dig even deeper. Like I feel like I'm just trying to explain to you right now where I've come from and where I'm trying to get to. But right now we are dealing with time, the topic of time. How much time does it take for you to get to where you need to get to? And we're going to reference some books and things like that. So I just want you to understand where we're going. If I thank all of you who had commented and who shared these conversations, these ideas, if you will. I thank you, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Talk to you later.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.